Hey adventurers, welcome to Scaping Runes, your go-to source for mastering RuneScape 3. Today we're going to be unlocking secrets to earning gold and XP with 5 simple skills for beginners. These are going to let you really get started on your skills and start building up that bank pretty quickly. So if you're fairly new to the game, it'll be a great time to check this out. Let's jump in. Now we're going to start with a skill most players run into very early on, which is mining and smithing. So we'll head here into the burthorpe mine and get to mining some copper and tin ore. Now I did go ahead and bring a ore box with me, so I would recommend that. It makes it a lot easier, and don't forget those rock opportunities there. But this ore is very profitable, even just as ore. Collectively, they're each worth about 900 apiece. So if you were to mine 1 copper and 1 tin, it'd be worth close to 1600 gold right there. And that take just a couple of seconds to complete. Now, I went ahead and mined for about 30 minutes, which did get me to a grand total of 187 ore each. Now, this was worth a pretty good amount on top of all of the gems that I have here. I put this into the Valleyware, but this is an Iron Man account, so it didn't quite do the math for us, but the ore alone is worth 336,000. Now, once I smelted all of this, I had 187 bars, and that was worth 508,000 gold. That's half of a million in about 35 minutes, nice and easy. Now, right after this, I went ahead and decided we needed to upgrade our tools. So don't forget, it's always a good idea to move up to the higher level tools when you can. So I took some time to mine some iron out. Now, I hadn't realized that I didn't quite have the level smithing for mining at this point, so I did go ahead and spend some time on some bronze arrowheads. Those were worth a decent bit on their own, but don't worry, we're going to come back to those and make them worth a whole lot later. Now, with our iron tools in hand and our wood box ready, we can move on to our second skill, wood cutting. Now, these standard logs are still worth some of the most of all logs, all the way until something like magic logs. So it is worth it to spend some time cutting these down if you're shy on money. 1 log is worth 1,680 gold, and after about just 30 minutes, I was able to collect 202 of these logs, which means I was able to make a total of about 339,000 gold. Not bad at all. I hope you enjoyed that break from mining because we will be heading back in a totally different way. Come here to the rune crafting tutor where they'll actually teleport you to the rune essence mine. This will be a chance to start leveling up our rune crafting and possibly make a little bit of money. Now I suggest you make a couple of trips filling up your inventory, took me about 15 minutes, and then head here to the air altar just west of Varric. This will let us turn those essences into air runes, which we'll be able to use for magic. Now, the higher level you are, the more profitable this gets, so don't forget to do it quite a bit. But for today, we'll mostly be using this for our next step. Now, I was able to collect about 600 air runes, and that was worth 35 gold each. So if we look at that, it's going to be worth a total of 22,000 gold. Now, that's not a whole lot compared to our other methods, but this will let us start fighting these chickens. Magic is the most useful way to kill these chickens because of the dragon breath attack, and they have 3 main drops that we're after. Raw chicken itself is worth quite a bit. The bones can be used to level up our prayer, but we mostly want the feathers. Remember all those logs that we collected earlier? Fletch those into headless arrows, then put the feathers on them, and then attach all those bronze arrow heads. That way we've now leveled up 3 separate skills, created all the arrows that we might need, and it's worth a pretty penny. So, we're back to mining. Now, what we're going to be doing is changing up what we're mining and mining these common gem rocks here in Burthorpe. These are a really great source of gems, and gems are going to be one of the best ways to level up your crafting skill. Collect any of them that drops, but we do want to focus on these lapis lazuli gems because those are going to allow us to make our next item. Cut any of these, and you'll be able to sell them on the Grand Exchange, but at level 11, we'll be able to make that lapis ring, which is worth almost 2,000 gold a piece, and we can make it worth even more than that. So keep collecting these, and once you've got enough of them, go ahead and start mining some silver again here in Burthorpe. You can see all of the gems that I collected were actually worth 130,000 gold, so that wasn't too bad for about 30 minutes of mining there as well. Once you've collected some silver, which you will need level 20 smithing for, so make sure you've got that, bring it on back to the forge and get to making these rings. You can make plenty of lapis rings with the silver there, and again, these are worth a good bit. At level 7 magic, you'll be able to actually enchant these into rings of luck, which are worth even more and sell in the Grand Exchange pretty regularly. So here is a total. This is me adding everything up, sped up, and our total amount was 572,000 gold just from the things that we cut down, the gems that we collected, the runes, the arrows, all that. And we could have made more arrows if we had more feathers. We could have made more runes. We could have done more of anything. If we add that with all of the stuff we got from mining and smithing, all the bars and ores that are left over, that's worth 418,000. So we're just shy of 1 million gold made, and this was all in one afternoon, our first afternoon on the character. So you can see we leveled up some of our skills. Mining and smithing got to 20 or 30, woodcutting got to 20, we got rune crafting to 13, crafting to 14, fletching, magic, some of our combat stats, and we have almost 1 million gold for it. So hopefully this was useful for you guys. Now get out there and scape some runes.